Understanding the cash flow quadrant that Robert Kiyosaki teaches has changed my business. It caused a paradigm shift that's necessary for me to understand to succeed. So in this video, I'm going to teach you what you need to know about it so that you can succeed as well. Robert Kiyosaki wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and he talked about the cash flow quadrant, and then he wrote a sequel called the Cash Flow Quadrant. I recommend reading both of those books. Now, my original career plan was to become a dentist. It was my senior year of college. I was getting a degree in human biology when a friend noticed that I was ambitious. I had interest in entrepreneurship. He recommended I listen to this audiobook, and it completely changed my paradigm and helped me realize it wasn't the medical field that I was interested in, it was the business side of it. But let's just jump right in and let me paint a picture of what this cash flow quadrant is. Okay, so we first have the employee, then we have, I'll put S for self-employed, and I'll put a B for business owner, I for investor. Now I put these in a different color because these are the ones that we're going to talk about the most, but I want you to know what all of it stands for. So we start out as an employee. We understand what an employee is, right? We have a boss, we have an hourly wage, there's security, we have insurance, we have benefits that we're entitled to. So that's kind of the role of an employee. But when we want to become self-employed, like we become our own boss. There's a lot of similarities here. You essentially just wear a lot more hats here. Let me give you an example. So let's say you're a logo designer, but you're an employee. So you work for a graphics design company and your task is logo design. You could then start your own logo design company. So you might still continue doing logo design, but now you've got to do sales and invoicing and bookkeeping and management. So you just wear all the hats. You've now created a job for yourself. If I were to use the dentist example, if you're the hygienist, if you're the receptionist, if you're the dental assistant, you're the employee. But if you're the dentist, you're self-employed. You're the boss. You still have to drill and fill the teeth. So when a lot of people confuse that, they call this, oh, the dentist is the business owner. But according to the cash flow quadrant, I want you to consider that that is self-employed. That's not yet a business owner. Let me give you an example that paints the picture of a business owner a lot more clearly. So let's say you had some money to invest and you purchased a McDonald's franchise. So you were the owner of it, okay? You owned that building or you had the lease on the building and you hired the managers, you hired the burger flippers. That would put you in the position of a business owner. You oversee it, you hire the people to make sure that they're running the systems correctly, but you're not actually working in the business. So in that case, you are the business owner compared to the dentist who actually still worked in the business. We could do the same example with a restaurant. Let's say you were a cook at a restaurant, you're the employee, and then you branch out on your own, you open up your own. Let's say you just have all these amazing Italian recipes and you start your own restaurant, but you're still the chef. You might make a transition over, kind of in the middle from self-employed to business owner because you hire some waiters and waitresses, you hire a receptionist, you hire some people to bus or clear the tables, right? But if you're still working in the business, it's like, where are you? I don't think that this is taught in the book, but I've learned in my experience that this is kind of a gradient. So you could be a certain percentage self-employed and a certain percentage business owner. The more business owner you are, the further you are on this gradient. The paradigm shift that I had when I read the book, The Cash Flow Quadrant, is it helped me understand the drastic difference between these two, between self-employed and business owner. And it really helped me understand that there's a lot more that I have to do to become a business owner. Now, my recommendation to you is pretty strong to encourage you to strive and pursue becoming a business owner, not becoming self-employed. I love entrepreneurship. I'm passionate about it. I believe that it helps me to grow, and I want to recommend it to you because I think the growth that you'll experience will help fulfill your life's mission. So that's how passionate I am about it. However, it doesn't apply to being self-employed. It's like I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. Thinking about my initial goal of becoming a dentist, I'm so glad I'm not a dentist. And I'm sorry for all the dentists out there, but there is hope. Dentists can hire other dentists to come in and help run their practice. What if you drilled and filled Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and another dentist did Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? There are a lot of pros and cons to entrepreneurship, and the cons can get lessened and reduced and even eliminated as you move from self-employed to a business owner. So if somebody's saying, hey Nate, would you recommend that I start my own business? If the goal is to become a business owner, then I highly recommend it. I recommend it for anybody, even though that I know that they're going to make mistakes. I know that they're going to have crashes and burns, but if they get up and they keep going, the reward is so worth it, not if it's just to become self-employed. That's my opinion. So you've got 3 assignments. The first one, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Read that book or listen to it on Audible. Second assignment is Cash Flow Quadrant. Third assignment is A Hero's Guide to Influence on YouTube. This is the book that's going to help you learn how to generate organic leads from YouTube to really grow a massive following. And I want to give this to you without any profit to me. So you can find this on Amazon. You'll pay the full price there. But if you go to natesyoutubebook.com, you'll find that you can just pay my cost, the cost to print and ship it to you. So that's my gift to you, A Hero's Guide to Influence on YouTube.